Guys, if these movies tell you anything, is that if you go into a haunted house, don't pick up any objects, don't pick up the books. It never works out for anyone. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Important's movie review of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the newest film from director Andre Overdal and stars Zoe Margaret Coletti, Michael Garza, Gabriel Rush, Austin Zajor, and Gail Bellows. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is this anthology horror kids series that was written by Alvin Schwartz, and it dealt with a lot of really creepy imagery and creepy storytelling. How it was written for kids, I don't know, but it's like a camp. They're all like campfire stories, so I kind of get it, but they're very dark, very disturbing, very creepy. If you've seen the pictures, you know what I'm talking about. It was stuff to give you nightmares, basically. And so somewhere along the way, a couple years ago or something like that, Guillermo del Toro got involved with this series. He wanted to do an anthology series. He wanted to talk about it. He wanted to like make movies out of it. But somewhere along the way, it became kind of a clumped in together mess, I guess you could say. And so they took different stories and incorporated into this Halloween story of kids who find a book of this girl named Sarah Bellows who was tormented by her family, and she goes on a revenge path and makes the stories real. The creatures come to life, and then they torment the kids, and so on and so forth. So you've seen this story before. Goosebumps did it last year with their story of just combining everything with the dummy and so on and so forth. And the thing I was looking most forward to is the creatures come to life. But does the story hold up? And it doesn't. It really doesn't. The problem with this movie is twofold. You got the kids, you got the story, you got the stuff in between the creature effects and so on and so forth. And it feels like a flat mess. It feels like the characters are so one note written. They're not very fun to watch. They're kind of stupid. The young girl, Stella, in the story, why she picks up the book, because she's interested, she's like curious, she's smart, she does all these things, but she does stupid things. And it's the same thing with her friends. Why would you go and egg someone's car that you know is going to beat you up and hurt you? It just doesn't make any sense. And then you got this character who has a past, who's come into town, who's being closely watched by the Gil Bellows sheriff's character, which is another kind of an idiot. And just these characters, they just don't make any logical sense. They don't make any just interesting. There's nothing interesting about them. They're just kind of fodder for the story. And when the story starts to come to life, when you start to see the creatures, that's where you get the other second portion. And that's the stuff that really does work. The one thing I like about the fact that Guillermo del Toro is involved with this movie is you get true to life, you get authentic creatures and what they looked like in the paintings and illustrations that you saw in the books. I mean, these are really closely, I guess you could say, tied or really close to what they looked like in the books, and they are creepy. The moments where you see the creatures come to life is some of the most fantastic stuff I've seen this year. It's horrifying, it's disturbing, it's dark, and it kind of makes you shake, in terror, because when you see like the one with the big toe and he's chasing after one of the kids, or you see I can't remember what her name is, but she's like this big weird heavy set creature that's chasing after, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because the creature is walking slowly towards you, kind of like It Follows, but it's every time one of the characters turns, it's there. Or when it turns the other direction to try to run, it's there. So it's always there. You can't get away from it. It's a really cool moment. And then there's a character called the Jangly Man, which shows up near the end, which is a really cool character. It kind of falls apart in pieces, and it kind of reforms itself, and it's really horrifying. Some of the coolest horrifying things I've seen in a while. And of course, we get Harold, which is the main person in the poster. But the movie, when it focuses on the creatures, it really does work. It really feels like they really put a lot of love into it. It's so hampered by that story that just logically doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you do these things? It. It's like these people. It's like I can't remember what movie it was I was watching, but it's like the people that go into horror films, they're in horror films, have to be, I guess, idiots, because nobody in real life would ever do something like, I'm never gonna walk into a haunted house, see a book, oh my god, I'm going to take that book. It's just never going to happen because it wouldn't make any logical sense. I think that's why Cabin in the Woods did it so well, because it was making fun of those tropes of kids doing stupid things like, discovering the different artifacts and so on and so forth. But like I said, this movie is fun. You'll go ahead and have a fun time. It's just more focused on the creatures than the actual storyline, which, like I said, falls flat. Doesn't make any sense. Just feels like ham-handed. It almost feels like they should have just stuck to the anthology series and it would have been much, much better. But like I said, if you're going in just for the creatures, if you remember the book series like I do, which was very influential in my growing up, then it's definitely worth it. It's fun. You get to see, the different creatures and characters and horrifying elements that you remember from the books, and it still does give a love letter to Alvin Schwartz, who was he's the Stephen King of kids books authors. So that'll do it. That'll be my take on Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below and tell me what your favorite story is from Scary Stories. What your favorite part about the movie was. My favorite story is The Big Red Spot. I love that story very, very much. And also, as always, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button at the top, and comment below on any video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.